Panthers threatening.
And Guerrtin with the lead.
Titans point.
No. Hey, what a great crossing pattern. I'll tell you, finding himself all alone up the seam was Ryan Conley.
Shot and a goal. And the Titans are on the board.
Leckletter. Oh, I'll tell you, she's a beast.
Up and running, and look at that.
Bang.
He's in there.
Shot, score! You can see it all setting up.
You sure could.
North sets it up, and a kill, a winner.
And here comes the Donna, all lined up. It's nothing but goal there, right there.
Oh, my goodness.
You'll watch it back on Nashua ETV.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rivier University in Nashua, New Hampshire for this Division I boys high school lacrosse clash between Bishop Guerrtin hosting the Exeter Bluehawks on a sun-drenched, was it a Wednesday afternoon here at Rivier. John Collins along with Rich McDonough and Tom King. And Tom, we expect a tough matchup here for maybe Exeter. BG's on a roll.
Yeah, BG is on a roll. I mean, they played some of the out-of-state games, have gotten it better. They play, I mean, you look at three teams interstate that are always going to challenge BG, right? Pinkerton, Exeter, and Bedford. So it's a choice. Which one is going to be the team that they're going to have to play in the finals? That's the way you look at it. It all depends on the seedings and everything else. Now, they played the game. First time they played out of the Seacoast, 14-8 final. We'll see how today goes.
Rich McDonough, you're our go-to guy on the backgrounds on just about everybody out on the field.
I know a few, have coached a bunch.
Yeah, and tell us about the netminders in this game.
Good matchup here. The heir to the great Will Murphy and my own boy Mike McDonough's Jonah Feliciano. And boy, I'll tell you, rocket shot early for Exeter. We'll talk about their productivity, guys, but that was only 48 seconds in, and it's 1-0. Right on cue when I was saying Jonah Feliciano in the cage, and he's a really good goaltender. He's up and coming and had big shoes to fill, but he's done a terrific job. They haven't lost, I think, in 64 games in state, 4 seasons. They're the 4-time defending champs. Come in at 11-4, 10-0, third in the New Hampshire standings, number 1 unanimous in their poll. Exeter 12-5, 2-2 in state. They're in 4th place and number 4. And this is a battle for seeding in the top 4. The top 4 teams won't change, but the seedings can. Exeter needed a hot start. They got one and a flag down, John. Comments?
Yeah, it looked like BG won that draw and the flag against Exeter, so the Cardinals have a chance to tie things up. That was a combination of Tyler Bland and Alex Scott that came up with that Exeter goal. I'm not sure which one of the two actually put it in the net, but it was a quick strike for the Bluehawks.
And Tyler Bland, he's wearing number 32. He's a really good attackman. I had him pegged as one of our go-to guys for Exeter today. But BG's really good in the man-up, and it's a minute man-up, and it was on Bland, actually.
Cam Hayden was behind the goal. He gets it all the way up to the top where Hudson Schmidt is at the point. Exeter steals it. Kind of a careless handling there around the frame, and the Bluehawks charge downfield.
Well, we saw a Guerrtin team that did not play well when we saw them play BC High, but they've been playing very well since. But this is one of those barometer games, right?
Got another delayed flag. That'll go against BG this time.
Yep.
I expect Exeter to hold this and chew off their penalty. Only 20 seconds left.
That would be the good strategy. Sam Gibney with it up top, being checked by Ryan Baker of BG, and it does look like Exeter is content to just hold this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Until they gain the man advantage.
And now you got a possession. You're 5-on-6 for the moment, unless it was offsides. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So they'll have that full penalty, but they want to take every second they can, get a good look at it no matter what. And then you go to man up after all that work.
It is a beautiful day here at Rivier. Tom King recovering from a bout with the month of May, which was just miserable.
Oh, I tell you what. So you don't want sinus infections are a plague.
Yeah, and this was the month to get him.
And we had, you know how I felt that day against Exeter. We did South Girls against Exeter, and I'm better now than I was then, but it took a long time, that's for sure. It's still not 100%.
You're still feeling it, but we can't really hear it in your voice anymore.
That's good.
Yeah. Exeter looking for a shot now, but they can't get it away. Good defense prevents Jackson Green from letting one fly at the goal.
Yeah, nice trail check there. Kind of dodge a bullet right there because he had a good look at it, John, and he's got a good cannon from there. And we have identified him pregame as one of their leading seniors. So
Sure.
Jackson Green, yeah.
Looked like there was an infraction against BG, so Exeter regains possession in the person of Patrick Hathaway.
An Exeter team that a couple of years ago played BG 3 years ago played BG in the finals and thought that they had a good shot at winning it and didn't. And they basically, after they lost, they stormed off the field. They were not happy.
Exeter victimized by an in-season sweep by Bedford. That looked like it might have went off the post.
So you
It
heard
did. That was
it
Green
clanked.
again.
You heard iron. You
Yep.
heard it.
Yeah. So Exeter was swept by Bedford. They're trying not to get swept by BG after losing to the Cardinals on April 23rd, 14-8.
Yeah, I called that game. It was good. It was close, and then BG pulled away.
In the end.
But they're skilled. They just killed a man down. It was only 30
Yep.
seconds, so in comes a real good player for them is Bellino.
Back to
Short
full
stick D.
strength.
Yep.
Yeah, he looks like he could push some people out of the way.
Without a doubt. Now watch for Marshall Lazowitz, buried in number 11. Now, he's been dinged up here and there. That could
Tyler
be a
Bland hits the turf, and the loose ball is picked up by the Cardinals. Good play by Noah Guerrera.
We have to adjust because that would have been a foul in girls lacrosse, right, guys?
Certainly would.
Yep.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
And flipping the field quickly with the long passes, the Cardinals looking to score their first goal of the game. They've been shut out through the first several minutes here.
Well, they've had some years where their transition game is their key. They've had some years where their basically set up offense is their key. Which year is this, Rich McDonough, from what you've seen?
I think it's a mix of both. They've got really good shooters, a bunch of lefties. Owen King wearing number 1. He's headed to Lemoyne, and Cam Hayden, number 6, is going to Penn State, who was in the Final Four, as we all saw this past weekend. But you can't turn the ball over, but they have great runners, Tom. You've seen this over the years.
BG fortunate there. There was a return pass from Hudson Schmidt.
Yeah, that was careless.
And it was the recipient was unaware that it was on the way to him, and they turn it over after all. Exeter with the chance to go up 2-0.
Now you got to squeeze him, chase him. Oh, see, you missed an opportunity on the approach with Tyler McLeod there, number 17. They should have stuck with the squeeze. They had him down on the dirt. You chop that ball out of that stick and go.
Here comes Alex Scott from the high slot. Fakes left, goes right, gets sticked away by Cam Hayden.
That was good D.
And now Exeter will reset up top. Sam Gibney with it for...
That's good D right there, too.
Yeah, good check by McLeod.
Tyler McLeod.
And he's got it now. You got to get that ball up, put it away, or walk the dog, get it away from pressure. BG needs a settle possession here. They need to just take a breath, not hyperventilate, and get back in rhythm.
Sorry, Rich.
That's
as much of a beating as we saw BG take from Boston College, Tyler McLeod was a highlight in that game. I recall number 17, the defender.
Who wants a shot right there through the defenders, wanted to go low, but thought better of it.
I'm loving Exeter's pressure right now.
Yeah, they're making if you watch every BG player who wants to take a shot, he thinks before he does it and then pulls back.
Well, they're packed in
Here
a zone,
comes
but
a
they
shot.
match
Right here.
up. There's a big gun.
And that one misses. Cam Hayden just held on to it too long.
And Rich, I kind of disagree with you. I think what BG needs is a quick goal, a transition goal.
I agree.
An easy layup. I think that their offense is just, they're not confident right now.
Yeah, we all need transition goals. There's no doubt about it. But they had it in their offensive third, and just like get into some rhythm here. Get your sticks, start feeling it, pockets, and then you feel good about the rest of the game.
Exeter looking like they're an impenetrable force on defense here. BG looking for a way to solve it.
That 3-3 zone is tough. And here, you got a coma slide right there.
Right
here comes
Shot
wide open.
Save. Wow, big save.
We had a good angle on that shot by Owen King.
I'm standing at an angle right behind Owen King, and that was just a shot that was...
That was zipped. But
Yeah,
he got to change planes. He had upper near corner.
Ronan Wilbur stood fast in the net and just deflected that away like it was nothing.
If I'm BG, I want to get Wilbur moving and get a bounce shot.
Sure. Yeah, he saw that one, and there was no threat of a one-timer.
See that kind of matchup zone right there? As soon as it goes around and becomes in a threatening position, whether at the top of the slot, side, wing, here it comes.
Behind the goal it goes.
And look
up
how
front,
quickly they
Hudson
flex.
Schmidt shot doesn't make its way through the goal.
It was deflected.
I agree, TK. Somebody got a piece of that. That's a good eat inside.
I think it was the immediate defender.
Good defense.
Yep.
People are just sacrificing the body to
He's
block
gonna do
these
it again.
shots.
Nope. That time he passed it up.
And that one misses wide to the left on the shot by Cam Hayden.
Boy, that had some sizzle on it, though.
Yeah. These guys are committed to the defense here for Exeter. It is tough to get through.
When I was playing goalie, Tom and John, it was like one of those sizzlers would miss a couple inches wide of the pipe. I'd just go, whew.
Yeah, that was one of those.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe they don't pad knees, pad legs, the whole
Nah, it
bit.
slows you down too much.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It's
And the shot save again by the Exeter netminder.
Ooh, trip.
I think right now, BG, there's not enough movement against this zone. You got to overload. You got to get some seams.
Look at this.
That's a good ride by Jeremy Warren.
Yeah.
Coach Mack might have coached him 1,000 years ago.
And
Good,
a win
great
for
family.
Warren as he gets the ball back.
He's a great kid.
This is Ponto.
Oh, that's a
Fakes
good
the
move.
pass, shoots wide.
But that's all right. That was a good look.
Well, they've gotten 3 or 4 good looks.
And that's what changes your mindset in the game.
Yeah.
It's about getting good looks.
Owen King out of the corner finds Cam Hayden, and now it's up top to Hudson Schmidt again.
Now they're starting to work the seams in the zone.
If you're Exeter, you're thinking we should have the ball right now because we just gave it away after we, our goalie made a save.
The other thing is this extended possession. There you go.
And Cam Hayden's past Owen King. Not quite a one-timer, but it looked like maybe a kick save by the goalie.
No, he caught his stick
wide.
and went wide.
Caught his stick.
Yeah, it bagged out in his pocket and hit the shooting strings. So I tell you what, this turf is going to be about 100 degrees, fellas.
I'll tell you when I'm down there.
Yeah, please do. You'll be 10 pounds lighter, I promise you. But right
I
now,
already lost 10 pounds this morning.
Exeter's lost 3 pounds per man on D, and they're going to be gassed. That's a great hitch and move.
A goal!
Holy cow.
Upper left corner by Cam Hayden gets Bishop Guerrtin on the board. A perfectly placed shot to tie it at 1-1.
And that's why he's going to Penn State.
Yep, it came about 8 minutes after Exeter scored, but it was worth the wait.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Tom mentioned being out in the heat this morning. The Nashua Silver Knights began their season this morning.
Yes,
and,
they did.
They ran into a player we've seen before, Jackson Marshall for Worcester, right, Tom?
Jackson Marshall put a moonshot to left field, 3-run homer that was the difference in the game.
The all-world Pinkerton standout who is now in college and still doing damage now with a wood bat. We look forward to doing those Nashua Silver Knights games. We've got Dylan Smith on camera along with Michaela Savageau. Our executive producer Pete Johnson is alongside. And we welcome you on a 3 o'clock start here on a Wednesday afternoon. Just a beautiful day in Nashua. 1-1. This game has started out very promising fashion. This team's looking well matched right now.
And that face-off matchup there is key. You know, McElroy is terrific for Exeter, and Paolo Vasquez going to UMBC.
He's beaten Vasquez twice.
Right. And I think McElroy is going to Army, but he's not playing there. He had committed to St. Mike's, but what an honor to go to West Point.
Charging toward the goal is
Oh,
Griffin
yard
Gennard.
sale.
Yeah, a little joust there, and we'll see what happens.
Got to have you can't keep playing without the glove or what have you.
Right.
It's a safety issue. It's important.
On the restart.
I love it. It's a safety issue, but when the ball's coming at you 100 miles an hour, you got no padding.
Nah, we live for that. We live
kills me.
for it. We
That
goalies
kills-
live for it.
That kills me. Absolutely kills me.
More. A little bit of a switch right there. Ooh, and they unswitched. That was trouble if they had been able to reverse the ball cycle right there.
We also welcome our Exeter viewers on Blue Hawk Media as we do the simulcast deal today.
I've done a few jobs for them. Great people over there.
Exeter moving the ball around the perimeter, and Tyler Bland passes it off to Sam Gibney. Gibney being stick wide by Jordan O'Hearn.
Yep. I see your 3-3 zone and match you.
And toward the pipe, but not able to fully come past the goal line.
That's good D by Steinbruck, but we got a flag, probably a push, or ref said something after the. Yeah, he was
he
not.
said something after the call, right?
That's going to be 1 minute
right,
then.
so that's unsportsmanlike.
Yep.
Yeah, trotting off. It looks
and
like
depending on the coarseness of the language, it could be locked in. We don't know yet.
That's
but we'll watch.
That's a quick fuse.
Yeah, it looks like number 15, Jackson Green, that got penalized.
Yeah, it's just a common unsportsmanlike.
To the sideline. So Bishop Guerrtin with their next best chance to go up by a goal in a 1-1 game. The first one was hard to come by.
So it was a delay of game for throwing the ball out of the zone.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. I wish the scorer's table were in front of us. Could hear.
Around the perimeter it goes. BG looking for another shot.
They got to get into this quickly with a 30-second penalty. Bang.
In front. Oh, that was a great opportunity. Missed.
Yeah, I saw that rotation
Loose ball.
coming.
Bishop Guerrtin still has it. Michael Ponto.
That's the one thing Bishop Guerrtin has done in this game.
Good loose
balls. Yep.
Activity.
Ground balls. They picked up a few.
5 seconds left on the man up.
Cam Hayden, will he shoot again?
Look at that
He tried to
doorstep.
pass it, and it was Colin Foley that was down low. And a shot and a goal.
Hey, there you go.
Right over the top. Owen King got it?
Yeah, it was Owen.
Owen King, yeah, he got in deep, got possession, and went right over the top of the netminder.
You know, those are
Ronan
dangerous
Wilbur.
moments. You come off the man up, and yeah, it's technically all even, but the guy's got to run in from the center of the field, and it's kind of like hockey when the guy gets out of the sin bin. It's a dangerous moment. The D is gassed, and you're not quite yet all even, and people pull up.
And the score comes out
Another
of your blind
face-off
spot.
won by Exeter.
Yeah, really, McElroy came to play today. Terrific
did.
player. All-state.
Right from the opening draw, Exeter's been winning a lot. This might be one of the topics of conversation in the timeout that's been called.
Well, they didn't waste any time. I mean, timeout with less than a minute to play in the quarter. So they want to set their defense.
Well, I'm a fan, yeah.
That's what they're doing. They want to set their defense here. And
I assume
did Exeter call it or did BG?
Yeah, I assume that Rich may know the rule there.
Yeah.
If you don't have the ball, can you call timeout?
Only if it's a dead ball.
Right, and it wasn't a dead ball.
Yeah, so Exeter called it, and here's the philosophy. You know, fourth-year coach Matt Brewster. So he has possession. They've been winning face-offs. BG just took the lead. This is an important offensive possession. Yeah, only 48 seconds, but what comes in 48 seconds? Another break. So he's saving. This is me coaching,
Sure,
but I think it's reasonable. You know, you get another break, and then you get rested legs by the time you come out of the second quarter break.
So do you tell your players wait to take the shot?
Yeah, I think you want to go motion 15, 20 seconds. You know, we say 15 if it's college ball. 20 seconds, you go into motion. What you don't want to do is leave time for transition goal by BG.
Right. And if you're on defense, I think you might be pressured to, force an error in that first 30 seconds of the possession or so,
Pause turnovers are fresh bread.
Yeah, because sometimes if you try not to shoot, if you try not to go on the attack, you can make mistakes.
Yeah, they're going to kill a little clock here before they get into their motion.
And BG is putting the pressure on and nearly had a steal there from Baker, who stepped up.
Yeah, they want them to kill clock. That's a pretty good carry down the alley right there by, it was Bland, yeah.
Tyler Bland had it. He passes it off to Patrick Hathaway.
Hathaway's a good player.
He's being guarded closely by Eli Zeman. In front. Did it
that
go
one
across the
trickle in?
line?
No,
Jonas sat on it like he was hatching an egg. And here you go, 15 seconds. You got time.
Enough time. Here
Plenty
comes
of time.
the defender.
Oh, that's a heck of an athletic catch.
Yep, it is.
Getting up off the turf.
Otherwise, that would have chewed up about 8 seconds going after the ball.
5 seconds.
Look at wide open.
Shot. That was a good opportunity for BG, but the quarter will end.
I'm going to tell you, Owen King, that's his second non-change of planes right there.
Yep.
So he's shooting from the mid-hip, and he's not changing the height of the shot. And the goalie right now, Wilbur, is reading that.
Ronan Wilbur had a pretty good first quarter. He gave up 2 goals, but it's a team where you could give up, 2 goals a minute the way they can score, but not so far this afternoon. John Collins with Rich McDonough and Tom King here at Rivier University in Nashua, where we're very happy to be here. It's a great venue. Nick Perenick is the athletic communications director.
And a darn good one.
Yep, and he's hooked us up again. Pete Johnson alongside. And last game of the season for Exeter. And tomorrow, right back at it for Bishop Guertin. They're playing at Londonderry in a 6 o'clock game.
Yeah, this is get them all in now while you can, because
right.
Saturday is going to be a washout. So if any game get moved from like last weekend's washouts to Saturday, then you're probably out of luck. So I mean,
right.
This has been a bad couple of weeks to try to fit everything in.
Well, the big game is on Friday with Pinkerton at Bedford. Pinkerton's top seed, Bedford the 2 seed, and that's going to be interesting, for seedings in the tournament, 18 tournament in D1.
I think the best final, my own opinion, the best final would be BG Bedford again, as it was last year. But the way the seedings are, that may not happen. They may be, if they're both in the 2-3, that's not going to happen.
They may knock each other.
They're going to have to play each other in the semis.
Right.
Yeah, right. So they'll knock each other out before the final, but they'll have to play in the semis. You want that, I think, right now, although this is a pretty good game right here, you'd want that in the final. But we'll see. See how Exeter plays today, and maybe they could be the team that, like I said, 1 of 3 teams is going to have to face Guertin in the finals. Which one will it be?
The big question mark there is the Acton-Boxborough game for BG was, a monsoon, and it's yet to be determined whether it's going to be a post or cancel or a forfeit, and could affect the points.
Just doesn't seem fair to call it a forfeit.
I mean, they've got to wrap up their season by Monday per Massachusetts rules, so we'll see. We'll see. That's why we read the Telegraph on Monday morning.
Think I'll find out?
And
ask the guy who's right down the road from you.
I'll slip somebody a 20 and see if I can get you some recon. That's good passing out of that face-off.
Nobody tells me anything anymore.
Good win on the draw by Paulo Vazquez.
That's why he's going to play D1 down in Maryland at UMBC.
Wasn't easy, but he got some help, too, from his teammate Tyler McLeod to pick up the loose ball.
Love McLeod's game.
All right, guys, down. I'm going to go for the second quarter, and then I'll catch you at halftime.
All right, hurry back, Tom King. Thank you. Around the net it goes, and BG with the best chance to score the first goal of the second quarter. Good steal, though, by Alex Scott.
Huge anticipation, yeah.
And he's off to the races down the near sideline.
Those long passes are deadly sometimes.
Exeter was in speedy transition. Now they'll pull it back and set it up. Graham Knight with it out near midfield, waiting for personnel to shuffle in, and he hands it off to Tyler Bland to run the show. Bland being marked carefully by Dom Bellino, number 36.
Great kid, Bellino.
And the matchup.
Well, Gibney, I like him going down there. He's rangy player, as you can see right there. He's got those long strides, and then they're terrific getting it through X to set up shop right there. Good poke check. Oh, nice job by, it looked like Zeman.
Zeman knocked it out of Patrick Hathaway's control. For a moment, he recovers. Back it goes to the top of the slot. Number 32 is Tyler Bland. He's had probably the most touches for Exeter so far in this contest.
Bellino, just really good short stick defender.
Gennard passes it in front. Shot is off the turf and over the net.
Yeah, you know what happened? It got stuck in the webbing at the top of his cross there, John.
That's exactly what happened. Zachary Sprague wanted just to shoot it right into the goal, and he ended up spiking it.
Well, yeah, it just caught the shooting string, and you see him looking at it when he's going.
Yeah, he did a Gronk spike with it. He needed to score the touchdown first.
Look at the great feat by Steinbruck. Terrific athlete. He's a quarterback, a human Swiss Army knife for the football team.
Andre Steinbruck, sophomore. One of the talented players for both of these teams.
Great athlete and ferocious. I mean, he will give you 130% on the reactor anytime.
It's Jeremy Warren all the way back up top again to Hudson Schmidt. Far side, Cam Hayden back to Schmidt. Always a threat to score, and so is Cam Hayden's got the sniper goal early. Gets rid of it after falling. Heads up play. Owen King.
What a pass from his seat, huh?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Sitting
And
on
then
the
another
turf.
long, lazy pass.
Foot race. This is going to make it to midfield. It's shoveled back in by Bishop Guerrtin, but away from a teammate, and taking some hits as he tries to pick it up is Exeter's Graham Knight.
It's like watching a U11 game right now. Finally backed it out. That was good job by Lechner.
And he's going to back it up to Fletcher Naveau. Naveau with it. Sprinting toward midfield. Owen King is there to greet him. Exeter having a difficult time coming out of their own end. And now they do.
Yeah, that's good. You got 20 seconds to get it over the midline in the air. You don't have to come down with it. As long as
they didn't make it?
They did not.
Aha.
Yeah, so they missed by about 2 seconds. Yeah, it was a good ride. Good ride. Good ride.
Shot,
goal!
goal!
Wow.
Great feed from Tyler McLeod as he finds Owen King for his second. Quick strike goal for Guerrtin after they played great defense, a full court press to keep Exeter in their own zone for a time violation. And before Exeter could really shake off that basically turnover.
It is.
BG was on top of them.
Well, they were whistle ready. They were whistle ready and ready to go on a quick restart. And that's just coaching, and it's owning the game. When you're whistle ready on those quick restarts, look out, because the D won't have time to hasn't set up yet.
Will McElroy with a big face-off win for Exeter, coming off of giving up that goal and being down now 3-1. Trying to stymie the BG momentum. Exeter scored first in this game, and now BG scored 3 unanswered as we play early second quarter. Wrestling his way away from Tyler McLeod is Alex Scott.
McElroy's won 4 of 6 face-offs already. That's pretty impressive.
Gibney gets escorted wide by Noah Guerrera, trying to come out from behind the net and make a play.
Nice switch, nice slide.
Warren having all kinds of trouble with Colin Foley.
He's an excellent defender and also one of the captains of this team. Foley is.
I know they have long sticks as defenders. Foley looks like it's double. There's a shot from distance.
Well, he's got those long, rangy arms.
Maybe because it's a dark color stick. I don't know. It just looks like it's almost illegal.
Well, he's not the biggest dude on the planet.
It's like they clean the pool with that, the bottom of the pool.
It might be. Hey, whatever advantage you can get. There's a good shot.
Goal.
Oh, I thought.
Number 14 is Sam Gibney. He seemed to go low and get a nice bounce up past the goalie.
And Jonah Feliciano in the cage, he was all over it. He just didn't get the blade down to the turf in time, and it squirted right underneath it.
Yeah, it did. It came up after contact and got over the goal line on an apparent deflection and or a bounce. So it is a 3-2 goal game as we get back to the all-important draw at midfield. And a foot race for the loose ball. Still a 50-50 ball in traffic. Squirts loose.
This is a great battle right here.
This ball has not been possessed since it came from the mid-circle. Fully, and it still isn't.
Nobody's giving up on this. I just admire the hustle.
Yeah.
You got all Americans out there, and you saw what happened to Jeremy Warren right there. He dropped his stick. You can't play without your stick. Unlike hockey, you got to get your stick and get back in it or get off the field.
Tyler Bland for Exeter, number 32, ended up with it after that loose ball was contested for about a full, 15 to 20 seconds.
Easily. That was just gutsy by Exeter.
Almost a steal. Jackson Warren got in the passing lane, but Exeter somehow retains possession. And Zachary Sprague passing with Tyler Bland. Bland running the show once again, being defended fiercely by Jackson Warren. The shot misses to the left. That was an idea there for Tyler Bland, but not accurate.
It's interesting when they go to any kind of zone or matchup zone, they don't look as fluid, BG. So we'll see how long this persists. All right, they're in man now. 6 minutes. Exeter is making its game plan here. They don't want a game in the mid-teens.
They don't want a shootout.
No, you don't want to get in a track meet against Bishop Guerrtin at all. So Coach Brewster in his fourth year. He's, I've talked to him a bunch of times. Good man, good philosophy, and, this kid's buy in.
Sam Gibney has it. He's going around the whole edge of the offensive zone. Now with it is Patrick Hathaway from out behind the net. Stumbles down the
great check.
And a takeaway. Good defense.
Eli Zeman again, but you don't give up. And look, Exeter has no give up today. I love it.
Guerrtin with a nice transition up the field. There's been a lot of half-court offense and not much end-to-end action. And again, BG stymied before they can take it all the way to the house.
And
good pickup.
They need a little bit of settle right
Michael
here.
Ponto trying to get his way toward the net. Good defense there by Exeter's Fletcher Neveau.
Boy, whatever Coach Brewster's game plan, we can see it, obviously, but they're executing it extraordinarily well. This is an excellent first half effort by the Blue Hawks.
Cam Hayden hands it off to Michael Ponto and Hudson Schmidt.
And then look at the knockdown, John.
Owen King's shot, pass is intercepted. Loose ball.
No communication.
On the turf.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a blind pass there to no one in particular, and Exeter comes away with it.
Owen King was the trail for that loose ball right there. He should have said 5 yards back, but he was real close, and any kind of goose that you throw behind you, it's going over his head.
I misspoke. It's BG's ball still. Cam Hayden with it. He has scored a goal from about that angle. No room to breathe on that possession.
I think they got to get this guy turned loose, Huddy Schmidt.
He hasn't taken many shots.
He's a great athlete. He'd been banged up. Oh, that's a good head fake.
Hayden, double-teamed.
Collapsing defense.
It's on the turf, and Exeter sprints away with it.
And I tell you what, that's Gibney. He's got some wheels.
He is flying down the
they
field.
Got numbers
He's going to shoot
right
and
here.
Score.
Boom.
That is end-to-end action, and it favors Exeter this time with a spectacular goal. Sam Gibney with the loose ball scoop and score after about a 60, 70-yard sprint.
So there's no give up. It's all hustle for the fellas wearing blue today. You saw the suffocating and collapsing defense right there. Nobody's giving up on a ground ball or a check. And then Gibney with that coast-to-coast job right there. But nobody from BG moved.
Exeter grinding it out in this first half. They are dead even with BG, 3-3. And that's another win for Paulo Vasquez on the draw.
And they need him to go 80% the rest of the way, Vasquez, because McElroy came to tee it up today at the dot.
80%, that's pretty high, isn't
it? I'm asking a lot of my All-American. Heck yeah.
You sure are. Near side, Michael Ponto being escorted behind the goal by Griffin Lechner. Ponto looking for an open teammate.
I keep saying Ponto's wearing 14, which was Mike McDonough's number. It's weird to see him not
Rich's
in the cage.
son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good possession here for BG as we hit the 3-minute mark. And that is not a good possession.
No.
Sky ball. And Cam Hayden's not going to grow that quickly, that much. And I tell you, that is a frustration timeout to talk it over by Coach Brian Cameron after inheriting the keys from his dad, the great Chris Cameron. In my opinion, Hall of Fame caliber coaching career.
So how's it going for Brian in his first
season? He's a very talented young man. He played at Rutgers in North Carolina, multiple-time All-American here and champion. And, I've coached in Tomahawks with him, and he's got the gift. And
so, Rich, BG has a record of 11-4. Those are all out-of-state opponents, right?
Out of state, yeah. They lost to Staples, Darien, BC High, and St. John's Prep Danvers.
I mean, if they kept it in state, they could potentially be undefeated.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that?
No, we want to play more competition, broaden our horizons. We got 7 kids committed to colleges.
Yeah, they played some good competition with those.
And I'm a big fan of Marcus Craigwell.
Darien,
Darien, I used to play down in that neck of the woods. Played Darien years ago. We got him 11-4.
Huh?
Yeah. But
what school were you at?
Greens Farms. Back when we had a team.
Okay.
But and they're on the rise again. So look, that's a hotbed down there. But you want to take on these competitions. You're going to take an L. You're going to get a win. And it's good for you. Ultimately, you're playing better competition. They whipped Zavarian Brothers a couple weeks back.
Nice.
And you just get better when you play better teams. You get better, and you can't get all in a funk about an L. You just can't.
Yeah. Because even if you're the last seed in the tournament, if you're still Bishop Guerrtin, and you're the last seed because you played, semi-pro teams, you can still run the table and win the championship, right?
Let's not have them do that yet, because they might beat a semi-pro team, but they'll come out of that with a Red Cross unit.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, and also, you don't really learn from many mistakes if you're just winning 22 to 1.
Yeah. Also, it just overall long term, it builds the quality of your program. More kids want to come and play and play and join your club teams in the summer and fall.
That's Rich McDonough. Tom King, Exeter's grinded out this first half. It's 3-3.
No,
they've been physical on defense. That's why. They've disrupted the rhythm that Guerrtin was trying to get in that first quarter.
Precisely.
In his second quarter, they have just disrupted everything, even when Guertin's been able to maintain possessions on a loose ball. But you saw the big goal, the knockdown, the steal, the turnover, the fast break, all in one play.
But here comes a Tiger ride.
Yeah, Sam Gibney with the highlight goal of the game for Exeter there to tie it up 3-3.
Yeah, look at this ride. It's really a high-octane ride, but great spacing and poise by Exeter. They're ready for it.
Downfield, Tyler Bland has it. Exeter.
Look at that skip
shot
pass.
Right there.
Save.
Wow, Jonah Feliciano, he needed that one. I think it also ricocheted off the pipe.
You're right. Sam Gibney went low left.
But Jonah got the first piece of it, so good job. Sometimes when you're out of rhythm as a goalie, you just get that ugly save, no matter how,
You'll take it.
It's not a snapshot and you want to publish, but it makes you feel good.
Exeter putting the pressure on here, looking for a go-ahead goal. They were up 1-0, and then BG scored 3 unanswered.
Yeah. Oh. Just the ground balls up, and there's another save.
They're not doing
Great
well on
save.
them, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jonah needed that one. All right, you got numbers here if he can go.
Yep,
Put the accelerator down. Get your spacing right. Spacing was not right.
No, BG
spacing wasn't right,
there.
and Exeter got back very quickly.
Yep.
Tom, you were talking about the goalies and not being padded. That one hurt. You could tell it's still Jonah Feliciano has been trying to shake off that shot since it happened. And
I'll tell you, the lifetime of playing goalie with the bare legs, that's why I don't go to the beach much in the summer.
I think I got him in the right arm.
Still ugly. Yep.
Yeah.
Wear sweats. Wear sweats.
Never warm.
Wear sweats.
Is it hot down in the field, Tom?
It's not bad.
No, because it's really
it's sunny. It is sunny. I mean, it's warm, but I mean, up here it's a nice breeze.
Off the back of the net,
right,
and a
we got the
takeaway.
delayed penalty. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah. That's against Exeter. So
yeah, it looks like Gibney's going off.
Yeah, that's a key player
it was
for
offside.
the Blue Hawks. So
you saw that BG was playing 6-on-7 right there. So if you're offside, you just stay offside. Go play defense. Oh. Yeah. There's no sense because you're going to get the penalty.
You're going to get called anyway, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. But what you don't want, your teammate can't go offside for you. Otherwise, you get 2-man down. So
I'll tell you what, this is a much closer game than I think a lot of people expected.
Me too.
Yep.
All right, here you go. Nice rotation to start.
Yep.
Spin move by Ponto. Passes it. Owen King has it. He's got a couple of goals. 2 out of the 3 scored by BG.
I tell you, Exeter's man-down rotation right now is fluid. It's really nice.
Hudson Schmidt. All the way behind the goal it goes.
And they killed it off.
Yeah, even strength. Goal!
And that's what I was talking about.
No, it hit the crossbar.
No goal. I thought I saw the net flinch.
Well, I thought that hit corner.
The net did flinch, but it was off the post. He hit through. He shot it so hard. There goes the flag.
Well, there's
Some people
there
are
are
saying
fans that are right
slash.
below me that say that they think it went in.
I do too,
I thought that was upper corner.
I'm telling you, I saw that net flinch.
Yeah,
and in my
I did
mind,
too.
that means a goal.
That's right where the net is tightest, right underneath the crossbar in the middle, and that's where I thought it went.
Well,
we got no goal cam, huh?
Once Dan
replay?
Young comes in from being outside and relaxing in the sun, he'll
watch that late night.
He'll be able to look at the replay, and then people at home will see it.
We are connected with Dan Young here. I see on Pete's computer.
Yep.
Well, I tell you, as a goalie, I like seeing goalies make saves. Okay.
Yeah, that made a slight rattle, but it was mostly the net that we saw.
It got part of the post, but I think it got the inside part.
I think it was. I think it was in the net, but it's such a hard thing as a card-carrying ref myself.
Yeah,
it's a brutal call. It's so difficult.
Oh, really?
When I was coaching at Hollis Brookline, we were in the playoffs.
That's why they make the hockey goals with the B shape at the crossbar, so you got some depth up there. Because I remember we used to make those nets as a kid, and the same thing would happen. There'd be a huge argument. It went on the top of the net. No, it didn't.
I think you ought to attend Riv's engineering school, and let's go craft that and put a patent on it.
We used to make nets, and if you didn't know how to make a support, like to have depth on the top, it'd be hit that tight netting up there. And
so this is interesting. It's 39 seconds. Ponto's in the box for a minute for the slash, and so the rule is if you have possession and you're man up, and the clock winds down, you keep possession in the ensuing quarter.
Okay.
Right.
No face-off.
Right. So they'll start off with the possession in the second.
But they're doing well on face-off, so it's not.
Is there a release?
You want
half a
it'll
minute.
be a release if there's a goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
24 seconds left to go, and we might go into halftime scoreless. Shot, goal!
Wow, what
that
a pull.
was in, no question about it.
Yeah.
And that was a goal for Jackson Green of Exeter, and the Blue Hawks take the lead 4-3.
Yeah, I was about to say you don't want to take yourself out of rhythm on a man-up opportunity just to have possession when you're doing well on face-offs anyway. So, hot dog. 19.3 seconds left. Exeter, they may even be surprised. This is a terrific effort.
Well, let's see if BG can win a faceoff.
Pressure on Paulo Vasquez here to win this.
Exactly. McElroy's dominated the faceoff circle in this game.
19 seconds for one team or the other to try to get a shot on goal here before the end of the first half. And a hard-fought, nearly even first half. Exeter has taken the lead, 4-3. It was first goal for the Blue Hawks, 3 unanswered by BG, then 3 unanswered by Exeter to get us here at 4-3 in favor of the visitors.
Great game of runs. They're trying to clear the scoreboard right now with the release of that penalty after that. So just at a certain point, you just play ball.
And Exeter wins it.
Wow.
McElroy up ahead. 12 seconds. Shot misses. Wow. Running time, so
Hathaway wants his right. They let him go topside, and that was a good look at it.
Well, they restart it. 8 seconds to go. Exeter trying to come out front and take a shot. Deflection goes behind the goal.
Now it looks like a girls lacrosse play, the cutter, right? We don't see that as much in boys lacrosse, but in girls you do the cutter, and it looked like that was the play.
Launches, 1 second to go.
Well, we've seen this before, John.
What a fantastic.
Yeah, you got to shoot it right at the net, right, Tom?
Fantastic half by Exeter, really.
Really
Exeter.
Great half of lacrosse, and Exeter is winning it because they are playing the heck out of the defense. They are really playing well defensively.
That's Rich McDonough, Tom King. I'm John Collins. We'll be back with the exciting conclusion, the second half of Exeter versus BG Lacrosse here at Riviere after this halftime break. Welcome back to Riviere University here in Nashua, where we're at halftime. Exeter visitors, Bishop Guerrtin, your home team in New Hampshire Division I boys lacrosse. The next to the last season for BG, the last regular season game for Exeter, and they are going all out. I'm talking about the Blue Hawks. John Collins along with Rich McDonough and Tom King. The Blue Hawks have a 4-3 advantage as we begin the second half. You saw a moment there, Rich. Are you supposed to run onto the field when you're a lacrosse team?
Yeah, the body language for BG coming out of halftime, I think they're a little down on their performance and play, and their coaches are having to urge them on, running onto the field. That's rare.
Oh, I bet their coaches at halftime did a lot more than urging, right?
Yeah, well, urge is a 3-letter word, 4-letter word, excuse me.
I'm sure Brian and Chris Cameron were, basically
Well, they got a lot in the tank. Obviously, they got a lot of talent, and you saw that Paolo Vasquez won that first face-off, but then they promptly had an unforced error with that low ball, and that drives coaches bonkers.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate giveaway of what could have been an equalizer goal to begin the third quarter. Instead, Exeter has a chance to go up by 2.
Good swim move right there to climb the pocket.
The shot from distance, good save.
Nice save by
And I got to
Vasquez.
say, I was watching Feliciano's warm-up at halftime, and he
Nice
looked
save.
a lot sharper.
Tyler Bland.
But again, an unforced turnover.
Bad turnover.
Sam Gibney comes away with it and gives it back to Tyler Bland, who just took that shot that Feliciano went down and stopped.
Well,
Exeter with 2 gifts here, or 2 takeaways.
Yeah, it was more giveaways than anything else. But as a longtime coach myself, John, I've said it before, that's what turns your hair gray. It's not age.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Big
is a
windup
wild
right there by
shot.
Gibney.
Rich,
Yes, sir.
it's age.
It's age. Tom, you're on the roof basically right now
Yes.
instead of the booth. But,
Yes, I am.
We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
But you're probably right.
Furthest away from John Collins, the better sometimes.
That's rough.
It's fresh air, it's not a lot of hot air, the whole bit.
Oh, what a turn.
Oh, nice save again.
Yeah, kind of a
Feliciano.
screenshot there. Griffin Gennard let it go. He just whirled around and used the defender as a screen.
Yeah.
Feliciano was
Boy, Jackson,
wise to it.
Jackson Green, number 15 for the Blue Hawks. He's got a huge lefty windup. If they get him loose with people focusing on other parts of the defense, focusing on other guys in the Exeter offense, you watch number 15 if they get him the ball. He's got it now.
Yeah, Green going around the edge.
Boy,
Strong athlete.
Is it just me, or does Exeter just have a big spring in their step? They're just really, really pumped up right now. It's easy to say because they're on offense, but still, they have. And there it is.
Tyler
right there.
Bland scores.
Yeah. There it
Third or
is.
fourth try since the second half began after a couple of turnovers, takeaways by Exeter. They get a goal,
I'll
and
tell
they're
you
up
what.
5-3.
From what I see right now lacrosse can change in a hurry. It can change in a hurry, and it can change for a while. But that in-state streak is in trouble here. This Exeter team came to play.
What is it, 65 games or something like that, Tom?
When you said 64, I thought it was more, but you're probably right around
It
there.
might even be 70. I knew it a few weeks ago before I got crazy on the college schedule.
Vasquez with a win. A much-needed draw win. He got one to begin the half.
But look at the harassing ride.
But BG just gives it away, kind of just throw it into space, and Exeter comes away with it.
There's
a penalty.
It's going to be a
delayed.
push with possession. But nobody went to help BG on the clear right there.
Right. They're out of sorts. They are completely out of sorts.
Yeah, that's not something that you're coached. Even if you're in trouble and getting double teamed, Rich, you don't just launch it into space, right? You just don't throw the ball away.
If you're on the sidelines, I wouldn't have thrown it behind. I would have thrown it up into the offensive, the front third of the field.
Yeah.
Where if you do have a turnover, you can get into a ride right there.
Yeah, more chance to recover.
But you've got an acre of green space behind you. Huge trouble.
Yeah, that produced a turnover and a penalty in the scramble to get that loose ball.
30-second push that was taken by Vasquez himself.
Exeter with confidence here on this possession as they have a man advantage early third quarter, trying to go up by 3 goals. If they convert here, they're up 5-3.
And I've noticed as the game's gone on, Exeter's getting more confident. And I was about to compliment their passing. And look at that ground ball by McLeod.
That's a great
Tyler
pickup.
McLeod, great athlete, long stick, wins the race.
And a drop.
BG puts it on the turf, and fortunate to get it back, Michael Ponto.
I know you're not quite even yet. The penalty was just released. Pull it out and just hit the reset switch. My old adage, better we have it than they have it, but they're lucky to have that ball again.
Cam Hayden, Penn State bound, number 6, gets it back from Hudson Schmidt. Hayden going to work.
Oh, we wanted that shot down the middle.
He's got a sniper goal in this game. He hasn't taken many shots. There's one that goes just over the bar by Owen King, looking for the hat trick.
Yep, you try to get a little fancy. That was the only play because of the tough defense. But look at that defense. What happened with King? He hit the turf.
But unlike the first half, he went low to high. He changed planes.
But still, it was a tougher shot than a lot of other teams will make it.
Cam Hayden.
And Exeter has made it tough.
There it is.
Almost a no-look pass there.
You got to go through the ball. They're waiting on the ground ball. You got to take it through and just go to green somewhere.
It looked like brother to brother, the Warren brothers trying to team up there, but they were fortunate to get it back after the fumbled pass.
And it was a forced pass right there. Boy.
And a pass in a crowd.
Yep.
You don't want to do that.
Ronan Wilbur, who's had a terrific game so far, the goaltender snatches the bouncing ball, and Exeter is back on offense.
And the Guerrtin coaches' hands on their hips.
Yeah, I tell you, it's one of those things. You get in that psyche, nothing's coming the way it usually does, the way our offense usually flows, and we get those dynamic looks, and you start forcing the ball. What they have to do is they've got to get good transition. Tom, you emphasized that earlier, and get their spacing better. And when Exeter's packing it in, they're doing a good job. Just be patient. Go pick the lock.
Exeter looking for a spot to pass or shoot here. This is Tyler Bland, who's been...
try to force him out, further out. Don't let him penetrate.
Well, here comes Green.
Green will shoot from anywhere, he's proven. Gives it to Alex Scott. Welcoming our Exeter viewers via Blue Hawk Media, our Nashua ETV viewers as well. Shot, and a save is made by Feliciano.
It actually hit the pipe.
And it hit the post.
Yep. Goalie's best friend, right?
Yep. All right, good stop by the Cardinals as they go back on offense.
This is an important possession. They've had no rhythm in this half, and they've almost had no possession. Whether it's a 30-second precise possession and a great look,
look at that
unforced turnover. Holy cow!
They are just completely out of sync.
Yes, they are. A pass they probably complete 99 times out of 100 in practice goes right by Michael Ponto from Hayden. Yeah.
Wow.
So out of sync is right. And Exeter almost turns one over here. They do. BG with it. Downfield they come. Pass in the middle. Shot, goal. Exclamation point goal there. It was a 3-on-none just about. Tyler McLeod puts it away. So it is a 5-4 game now as Bishop Guerrtin makes it closer. They thought it was going to be maybe another in-state route for them when they were up 3-1 with possession way back in the first half, but then Exeter went on that run to go up 5-3.
That was, you had to have a good ride right there, and they did. And then they kept their spacing for a change, John. We've been talking about this.
Oh, you're plugging in number one.
Their spacing on that when they had numbers was really important. And now they got a little zip. Look, they're going backwards. They're using the green space. They're keeping their spacing on the passing game, and that's where you start to develop rhythm, John, and that's the key to a comeback.
So Guerrtin trying to continue this momentum. They are up 5-4, looking to tie.
Big possession here. If you tie it up, you're feeling really good.
Cam Hayden sticked away by Alex Scott. Hayden to his right. Finds Owen Scott, gets the return. Yeah, Michael Ponto got molested going through, but they get the ball back, the Cardinals do.
Aggressive, John. They are on the ride right now. Exeter has been
Yeah.
well in the last few times they've been unable to do so.
Yeah, they've played ferocious defense and offense since this game began. They seem to be determined to break that in-state win streak for the Cardinals. Shot, goal, Ponto, 5-5. Great accuracy there from Michael Ponto.
So now you wonder, how will Exeter respond? Okay, that's the key. How will they respond? They've worked so hard to get a 2-goal lead midway through the third quarter, get BG nervous, but now BG with McLeod and Ponto come right back to tie it. So now it's how do the Blue Hawks respond?
Paulo Vazquez is checked and the ball comes loose, and he gets it back.
Well, he took his foot off the gas instead of getting down into underneath the restraining line, and he got trail check right there. Again, Exeter not giving up on a thing today. But here, BG has been playing not its best game. We all agree on that. Exeter's been playing lights out. They were prepared. Is BG awake and alive again now? That's a key, and I think this possession right here will say a lot about what's in front of us.
Yeah, the Cardinals have to be feeling confident after getting back in sync in the last few minutes. Hayden fakes right, goes left. Ponto behind the goal, it goes. Warren in front, shot, goal!
Wow.
They are feeling it now. Brother to brother, the assist by Jeremy, the goal by Jackson Warren. The Warren brothers team up, and BG has the lead back, 6-5 here in the third quarter.
I had the joy of coaching them both, and their older brother Emmett, who was up at UVM. Emerson, excuse me.
That's big, but you saw that, right? Crisp teamwork, crisp passing.
Yeah.
That's what we didn't see earlier.
No.
And also moving toward the net, right? Move toward the goal. I think that helps a lot.
Exeter with the face-off win. And taking it back up top, trying to take a deep breath and reset is Patrick Hathaway as he hands it off to Tyler Bland. Bland to Alex Scott.
Well, and now
you're back, Rich McDonough.
Yeah, I was distracted by that. We can hear you, Rich.
I had this echo.
Yeah,
well, we could hear you, but it was no microphone. You just
Yeah.
hear your loud voice in the press box.
Sounded like you fell in the well. Bland shot, save Feliciano.
But again, how will the Blue Hawks respond here? They took an immediate shot. If that's a goal, it's a different story. But now, all of a sudden, Feliciano has the team in his hands, right?
Yeah.
And he makes that stop.
Well, the key is BG has rediscovered its ethos in the last several possessions here. And I was saying they're moving without the ball. That was not happening. We discussed that during the first half. It's like no off-ball movement. And here we go again. Look at the cuts.
Oh,
but that's all right. That's Schmidt.
Yeah.
Really great athlete, terrific football player. In addition, his father went to Fairfield, as I did. And he didn't play lacrosse. I did.
Tom mentioned that there was no cutting going on, no hitting the cutter the whole first half.
Yeah.
It was right near the end where they kind of
They were backing away from the goal.
Gumball passes, interception.
Colin Foley.
Right.
Foley.
Right, because
fakes the
now
pass.
you got Exeter on its heels. They're anxious, right? They're not the confident Exeter, oh, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to take the ball away from your team. They're the confident Exeter. They're the Exeter now that looks up and goes, uh-oh, not again.
Well, and here, the bench for BG is alive again. They're all calling out yellow, which means hold the ball for a second while we get our subs in. And that kind of communication was kind of MIA in our first half.
Hayden goes on the far wing to Michael Ponto. Back to Hayden. Finds
Bang.
Owen King.
He's got that huge cannon.
Missed up to the left, as you saw.
But that's all right. That's a good look if you're wearing white.
Our camera crew today, Dylan Smith and Michaela Savageau on Nashua ETV and Blue Hawk Media.
Michaela freshly back from her Spain
She
sojourn.
was telling me how wonderful it was.
All right, and then right there we got a botch pass.
Is that where Dylan Smith got his fancy garb today?
Oh, boy.
What, did he get a beret from France?
He's got this long, kind of robe type thing.
I mean, he's like El Cid.
I don't know what you call it.
I
but
hope it's not the robe. They're supposed to stay over in Europe.
I bet he got it from over there.
It's magnificent is what it is. Well, that was an unfortunate, unforced error right there because it disrupts BG's newly rediscovered rhythm.
They could have used a 2-goal advantage again, right?
You always can.
Because I also thought when they went up 3-1, they relaxed.
Tyler Bland in the middle, and
there you go.
Double team. That could be a bad
call.
Looked
head
like a
hit
slash.
there. It was
Slash.
accidental, but unfortunately, the player was number 10 for
Who got hit?
Exeter.
It was Gennard.
Griffin Gennard was going down to get the ball, and 2 players hit him in the sides.
He
of
looks
the
a
head.
little woozy.
Yeah, John. No hit in lacrosse is incidental. Believe me.
Oh well, yeah, that's true.
That's
but
not.
He didn't want to put his head down there though. Near the
He didn't, but BG didn't care.
I think Gabe Cini or Foley took it. Couldn't tell in the crowd right there. The only question is, are they going to lock it in for a hard hit to the helmet? I believe it is.
So
lock
Exeter,
it in meaning.
Lock it in meaning no
full
release.
serve,
Yeah,
no release if they
after
score.
no release after a score.
Okay, like a major penalty in hockey.
But very similar. We had 39 seconds left in the second period with a man up for Exeter, and so it was Foley who took it.
Behind the net, Zachary Sprague has it for Exeter. They feel the pressure to score on this possession. With the man advantage.
So whatever happens, you got to back up your shot if you take a shot. And if you don't take a shot and you have possession at the end of the period with a man-up situation, no face-off, and you retain possession.
Under 10 seconds.
Bland.
My guess is they're going to run it out.
Yep. So they're playing for possession here, and that's a reasonable move.
Yep. They're going to run it out, and that's it for the half.
So no face-off, and Exeter starts with the ball, and they still have. So it was a 2-minute locked-in penalty. So they have a $1.22.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the advantage. So they'll be back on offense as we begin things in the fourth quarter here at Riviere.
Good coaching by Matt Brewster.
We'll take a break. You're watching Nashua ETV. Welcome back to Riviere University in Nashua. John Collins with Tom King and Rich McDonough as we go to the fourth quarter in a one-goal game. Exeter came in here determined to break Bishop Guertin's 64-65 in-state win streak, and looked like for a while there that they might do it because, well, to do a pun on purpose, BG was very lax. Their whole attitude was lax at halftime, but they found it. They found another gear in the third quarter and took the lead.
John, you're really meshing on that comment, but they have a man up remaining, and it's locked in, which means it's full serve. They can score 5 goals, man up, if that's what they can do.
Bland scores.
Wow.
Tyler Bland.
And almost a late hit there by number 3, Avery Whitehead. But refs let that go.
I don't know if Bland tried to sell it because he went to the turf in celebration. And that was a goal, a must-have goal for the Blue Hawks.
Yeah, still 57 seconds left on the penalty.
Ah, that's right.
Yes, not released on these locked-in penalties. And frequently when it's deemed unnecessary and just too hard to the helmet and the neck level, they lock them in, especially at the high school level.
The draw is won by the Blue Hawks. McGinnis does it again. He throws a ground ball. It was a nice decision there to find teammate Junior Paschal.
So this is where games can be won or lost. You have these locked-in penalties, and you got a team that's
giveaway.
Oh, that's tough. But Exeter fighting. BG's got to come up with this. That's a great ground ball right there by Steinbrook.
Now you want to stall it, right?
Yeah, you want to kill clock.
You want to kill clock.
Unless something's
they don't look like they want to.
Unless something's patently wide open. Yeah, you take a look, but then you just go chew clock.
Just browsing as they bring it back up to the top.
Yeah, just browsing, right.
Noah Guerrera with it.
And it's only 15 seconds left, but that's a real waste of an opportunity by the Blue Hawks.
Guerrera just all by himself here, nearest to us with the ball.
Yep, just killing the rest of that penalty, and then they'll get a switch.
All right, now this is what you wanted, right? They pulled it back out there. Now they're letting the clock go down, and the penalty is up, and now they can go to work.
And if you're BG, you feel like you dodged a major howitzer shot right there.
Yeah, you only gave up 1 goal, but now you want to get the lead back.
Get back in that rhythm you developed.
Yep.
And look at the passing. It's nice and crisp.
Warren goes to Owen King.
And they're not shooting too early in the sequence.
Right.
It's good. You want to get this Blue Hawk defense moving, break the shape of their zone, and then see how they tuck back in. You want to overload, work the seams, and boy, you don't want to throw the ball away.
No. In the corner it goes. Owen King gets it to Warren, back to Michael Ponto. All the way around the edges it goes. Cam Hayden has it.
It's interesting. They chose to spin the ball, this deep into possession. They're doing everything they can to stay in rhythm. But you don't want to force it.
Lays a hit on King, but he gets the pass away to Hayden and the clean save.
Yeah, high to high on a long shot. Can't do it.
Right in his basket. You're right. He was aiming high. The goalie was looking high.
And it was a long read if you're a goalie. And you got to catch it. Don't snatch it. Ow. That hurts from behind. Look at the knee buckling.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, and he
the Blue
stepped out of bounds. That was Graham Knight. I've seen him play before. Quick, but he's.
Jeremy Warren took the worst of that one. What do we have?
They want a call. They want a call, don't they?
They saying he called timeout?
Yep.
Yeah, they did. Oh, my goodness.
So Exeter called time there?
Wow.
Yes, Exeter. That would have been Brewster.
But the referee was pointing this way. He was pointing Guerrtin way.
He was.
Yeah,
so they're claiming that they, in that little bit of time where Exeter got possession before they stepped out.
They can claim what they want, but did the ref hear it? If the ref doesn't hear it does start a timeout.
Well, here's the nearest side to our camera. He's the ref. It's the trail ref who's nearest the bench who was making the call, and they couldn't get the relay in. But if the far side nearest the bench ref had the call, and look, I was sitting there going, as a coach, I'm going, Brewster should call a timeout because they're about to lose possession.
Yeah, right. But my point is that Exeter only had that ball for a fraction of a second before he stepped out of bounds.
It doesn't matter.
So he's trying to say that he called a timeout in that fraction of a second.
He called that timeout. I would have called it immediately.
Wow.
Recognizing that my guy's in trouble.
I guess so.
Yeah, and every fiber in my coaching body was going, timeout, timeout.
Because you can't call it if nobody has possession, right?
No, you can call it with possession or dead ball.
Wow. That's quick thinking then.
No, it's great coaching, and he's obviously done a good coaching job.
Yeah,
today.
he's also from a far distance. You've got to be able to see that he's got possession.
Yeah.
Well, we're half Eagles, aren't we?
Evidently.
Oh my goodness! But great job by Brewster. He put a great game plan together. He motivated his fellas, and he's tactically doing a masterful job.
So we are 6-6, 9:19 to play. Guertin's in-state unbeaten streak at peril.
It is.
Absolutely. Exeter came to play, and I admire it as a coach and a player myself.
Jackson Green and Patrick Hathaway playing catch. Hathaway comes from behind the net and hands it off to the top of the key here is Sam Gibney.
Noah Guerrera's got to do a good job right here, and he does. That's short stick D right there. He's back on it now.
Gets back. Gibney going to his right, goes behind the goal. Hathaway.
It's interesting. Exeter's flexed into a 1-4. A little lazy pass there.
And
once again, Steinbrook. We've seen him in football, Tom.
Yep,
Big play by Andre Steinbrook.
Excellent athlete.
Took it away from Tyler Bland, and now...
There you go. Good poise moving the ball up the field. And Ryan Baker, number 5, is a real good runner.
BG with the next best chance to take the lead in a 6-6 game with just over 8 minutes to go. The shot's wide to the right, near side by Owen King.
Well, they were 2-on-4 right there. But
I was just going to say, that was a quick shot against with not many teammates back there with you.
Well, you had Jeremy Warren parked way back there in case there was a miss.
BG.
Which is why the Cardinals have possession right now.
Finding themselves in one of the lowest scoring games of the season.
They've got it picked. Ooh, yeah, they had it.
Loose ball, and it's going to be the Blue Hawks that scoop it up. Alex Scott.
And play the miss. And they're going to play the miss. That'll be Foley. Somebody's got to have onside
catch
responsibility there.
Ponto went up and got it. Spin move, Michael Ponto. Good defense, though, by Exeter.
That's his third or fourth
him
circus catch of the day,
it is.
Ponto. Yep.
Great hands.
Great reach.
Owen King in tight, puts it on the turf.
Forcing it. He says he got held, but that's good defense.
And charging downfield comes Graham Knight. Knight with a lot of space.
And
fakes
speed.
Right, goes left, shoots over the goal, and Exeter will retain possession.
You'd say, kind of a silly jump shot right there after you got bracketed and squeezed by 2 players, but he had backup behind the goal. So it's pretty good recognition.
Right,
So
if
it's a free shot.
If you see backup behind the goal, if you miss, you're going to get possession. So that's the key. That's what happened down the other end here with Guerrtin.
Yep, and then after the whistle, you get your offensive crew out there. And
it's a huge possession, and it's a huge defensive sequence right now.
7 minutes to go. Patrick Hathaway has it.
A fabulous game. We hope you're enjoying it on national TV.
D1 game of the year.
Yep, sure is.
Top. 15 is Jackson Green.
Look at the run out. He's got speed.
Green goes to his left, and he runs into 2 defenders.
Early slide, very early slide, and we're going to get a hold.
Yep.
That'll be on Redfern. Is it Redfern?
Jordan O'Hearn, maybe? He's 16.
16, yeah, I thought it was Redfern. Yeah, it was a hold. Little ticky-tacky, but, Ref's right on top of it. All right, huge opportunity here, John and Tom, for
it looks like it's O'Hearn taking a knee at the
30-second penalty. They'll have a man advantage. No lock-in,
6.5 minutes left.
They score, it's a release, but they've got to work quick.
Yeah, once you get into about 10 seconds, 12 seconds in, you got to start.
Alex Scott with too much mustard on that pass. Bland really never had a chance. It goes out of bounds. It's a turnover.
It'll never go in the books, but Avery Whitehead rotated up top with his long pole and was closing the gap, and the defender took the would-be receiver took a look
another
at it.
turnover.
And responding with a couple of hits, BG is able to jar the ball loose. Good
Just
work.
not giving up. You don't give up on anything until they settle the ball.
Noah Guerrero didn't give up, and he was the one that lost it and then got it back with those hard hits on defense.
Boy, a lot of long, sloppy passes today.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Ponto shoots. It's wide to the near side.
Yeah, I saw
not
the
a good
angle.
angle.
No, I saw the angle he was taking. I was right behind him.
No.
And you could tell he just had no chance on that shot.
Yeah, the bench is not happy.
The aim was to the left.
Yeah, great
had
grab,
no aim
too,
to
in
the
midair
goal.
by Ronan Wilbur, the netminder.
Didn't have to
in
move.
tight quarters.
Didn't have to move.
Alex Scott hands it off, and both of these teams have had all kinds of chances to take the lead, and still 6-6.
Well, they're desperate to get a lead, and so what happens is you force the ball into traffic, or you force a shot, the near pipe with no angle, as Tom just said.
You lose your flow, you turn it over.
And Tom is 20 feet to our left outside, so you were on top of that pipe there, Tom.
I saw it. I saw the angle he had. He's got no chance with his shot. His aim was way off.
All right, Whitehead is playing some serious D right now.
Yeah, he's forcing the
Forcing
attacker
away
all the way to
outside.
midfield.
That is awesome defense by number 3. And guess who coached him?
Avery Whitehead?
Yeah.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Rich McDonough.
There we go. I love that kid.
Well,
He's going to Lake Forest to play D3. They were in the D3 quarterfinals this
Well, that
year.
one goes in the highlight reel. A big turnover with under 5 minutes to go. Gets the ball back for his team and a chance for the Cardinals to retake the lead in a 6-6 contest.
Classic game.
Couple of great series for Avery Whitehead there, disrupting that last possession and then changing the possession by himself on this one.
Cam Hayden, who just hasn't taken enough shots in this game. He's been doubled a lot. Ball goes up in the air.
Warren was looking at the net before he looked it into his stick.
Great recovery by Jackson Warren.
And they bailed him out with a TO, I believe, right? Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great timeout by Coach Cameron.
Yes, it is. And Jackson Warren was
Brian Cameron was about 3 feet off the ground when he waving his arms, and then so was Chris.
Well, sometimes it doesn't go your way. The ball's bouncing weird. The luck isn't with you.
Yeah.
So you've got to coach and do something to help. And when somebody makes a good recovery like that and picks up a ground ball, bail them out and let's talk.
Sure.
That's a good job by Cameron.
So both of these teams well coached and. Lots of strategy being talked as we look in on the Exeter huddle here on Nashua ETV and Blue Hawk Media. So
almost like a prayer group down there.
Yeah, there's the BG huddle.
That's an old reference to The Longest Yard, the original one with Burt Reynolds.
Dan Young's been busy on replays back in the studio. We thank him for his fine work.
How do we know that for sure?
It's AI.
Wow. I guess Pete said so.
Okay.
He's running the show.
Just wondering.
Yeah.
Dan AI.
I can't
Young.
wait to watch the replay of that phantom goal we both saw go in the top of the net, and they just played on.
I had one of those against Winnicott once, and the Winnicott goalie came up to me after the quarter, and I liked the kid, and he goes, "That was a goal, Coach Mack. I know it." But you know what? It's the ref's call.
Yeah.
It's the way, and we can't yell at the guys in stripes. You just can't. Don't have enough refs in the games.
All right, here we go.
Tom?
The possession will be Bishop
We got an
Guertin's.
outside look at Tom there for a second on camera.
4:31.
Nice. All right, this is a huge possession as they come out of that timeout, guys.
Michael Ponto up top. Hudson Schmidt. Cam Hayden goes behind the net. Owen King returns it to Hayden, back to Schmidt, and over to Ponto. Looking for that elusive opening.
And Exeter is disciplined yet again.
Hayden misses.
Wow, that thing was 100 miles an hour.
It was. Had it been on target, it was unstoppable. We saw him score a goal like that in the first half. That one was off target, but They had backup.
When those things hit your bare shin, Tom King, it hurts.
I had one hit it.
I imagine that would rattle your face, man.
Yeah, I had one hit it about 3 years ago.
Shot,
there's
goal!
a shot.
Hayden found a slot, and he gives Bishop Guerrtin the lead, 7-6 with 3:52 remaining.
He went high and wide, and you know what? Exeter just froze because Hayden just never stopped running.
Well,
and Exeter froze it. They were shocked, and Hayden just came right in, had all the room in the world. I haven't seen a shot in a long time where a BG player had that much room to fire it.
Well, one thing he did was he looked down below goal line to X, and that froze the underneath defender, and there was no crash down.
Big win again for Bishop Guertin's man on the draw, Paulo Vazquez, and a huge possession off of a go-ahead goal, 7-6.
And you see why Hayden's headed to Penn State.
Yeah, they played ferocious defense on him all game. He's doubled, he got no space, and all of a sudden they just let up. As Tom said, all of a sudden they froze, and they forgot you have to go wire to wire with a player like that, or he'll make you pay.
Now, BG can chew a lot of clock here, but again, the peril is you take yourself out of rhythm.
There you go,
Tom,
double
we've
team,
said that over and again.
See, they're close on him now.
Yeah, but they let him
They let him
loose.
run. They let him run.
Oh,
5 yards.
Ponto with another spectacular get.
We have a call. Let's see.
That one was Redfern.
Was that Redfern?
Yeah.
I didn't see a flag, so.
It was a loose ball push.
Oh, you're right, it was.
Loose ball push.
Right, so BG will keep possession.
Jack Redfern, number 41, just a freshman. BG still with it. Jackson Warren, up top it goes to Redfern. Going to his right.
That's something when you get this close a game, you got your freshman in there at the top.
Yes, yeah, thinking that.
Oh, climbing the ladder was Ponto again. Holy cow.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the basketball team with that.
He's going to get stretched. And Hayden runs into the double team, puts it on the turf. It's going to be a tough save, out of bounds, turnover.
But again, there was no reason to dodge into those two fellas right there. Just no reason.
Forcing it, right?
Yeah. I know you're trying to pull a guy off of Ponto right there.
And so they open the door for Exeter to potentially tie this thing up. And a great feed up ahead, a contested pass, but received by Sam Gibney.
Yeah.
Gibney gets it near side Tyler Bland.
Guertin can't sit back. If they sit back, they're in trouble. They've got to be aggressive, just as aggressive as Exeter has been.
Yes.
They've been more aggressive on defense in this half, and it's paid off.
This is still anybody's game. If Exeter scores here, then you got to go to the draw. And no guarantees. Bland throws it in the middle. Shot. Save made by Feliciano. He went down and got it.
He had a clear read, but it was still a hard shot and a very difficult
how hard
save.
it was? It knocked him down. It knocked him down, and he still makes the
crossfield
save.
look. See, they're making the hard pass instead of the easy pass right now.
Good.
Interesting to me that after the couple of great defensive series, Whitehead's not on the field right now.
We're down to 1:44 to play. Exeter needs to score to tie this thing up. BG desperately wanting to kill off the rest of the match.
Question is, how many timeouts does Exeter have left in regulation?
They have one.
Okay, so he's going to have to save it.
Spin move. Alex Scott backs it out.
Got to force them out.
And if you're on D, you better be talking, and you got to have your head on a swivel here.
Got to force them out.
Gibney going to his right, gets sticked away by Hudson Schmidt. Behind the net it goes.
You don't want them to set up from behind the goal. Whenever they get it back out, you want to force them back out. Look at them. Force them all the way to the circle if you can.
Although this guy's got a good speed dodge, so watch out.
Jackson Green charging.
He just
goes behind the net. In front. Loose ball.
Oh, you've got to grab that.
Bland with it. He's being forced wide.
Exeter's going for the last shot.
Under a minute.
53 seconds
There's your
left.
last
There's the timeout. They want to take it to overtime or
Tom
get the
King
goal.
with the prescience right there. Let's go to Vegas with that forethought. You got the turban and the third eye.
52 seconds to
Dylan
work
Smith
with.
pack for me with some of his clothes.
Mighty Karnak. Remember that act?
Yes.
Wow, this is a great setup. So you got 52 seconds left, and as you saw, Exeter exited that timeout with some rhythm, and we got
clearly 4 huddles going on here, right? Defense and offense for both teams.
Yep. Luke Soames got the
In the
Cardinal defense.
Exeter offensive huddle, Rich, are they going to tell one certain player to take this shot?
No, because they've been sharing the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
That said, you've got a couple of smoke shooters right there. Jackson Green, we've seen Bland's got a cannon, and
15, 32.
Yeah. So you watch those guys, but sometimes you want to have your setup man, and they'll, all eyes will be on the fellas who've been scoring, and that'll set up somebody else, and like a Gibney, Sam Gibney, and he wears number 14. So you just watch that to contest that sort of thing and be aware of it. BG has got to communicate. Goalie has to communicate, and they have to mind their spacing. You want to split the difference between the ball carrier and your own man, and be prepared to help and slide.
But here's the thing. If you're Exeter, do you want to shoot too early? Do you want to get a goal, tie it up, give Guerrtin time to get one last shot? I don't think you do. I think you want to hold this until the very end.
I say yes to both.
I think you want to hold it till you get the perfect shot at 10 seconds, and then if it misses, you take your chances in overtime.
And see, BG starts with a pretty decent press out. They're trying to shorten the field for themselves.
But you got
all the way out to midfield. Alex Scott.
That's right. It's not tied. You've got to get a shot.
Well,
40 seconds.
And he's got Schmidt, the great athlete, on him.
So you've got to take your first available
Scott
shot.
throws it away.
Oh, he did.
And that was Hudson Schmidt,
Wow.
a dominant athlete right there, forcing the bad pass. And I tell you what, I think Scott heard the footsteps, and he felt like he was going to beat him to a spot, didn't, and then he panicked.
That's a difficult, low percentage shot across the field, almost a no-look job, and it costs.
And I tell you, that's
Exeter
the one where the guy D's you up pretty well.
You
want
are
to pull
going
out.
to see pressure like you've never seen it before, right?
Yep.
Guertin's got to be quick with their passing.
And remember, they got
good.
20 seconds to get it out. It's a good timeout.
Yep. 21.7 seconds left.
Yep.
And the beauty is you get a fresh 20.
A big shift in the probability that BG will survive the scare to their in-state winning streak.
You don't know that.
So here's what's going to
20 seconds.
Here's what's going to happen.
These passes, you never know.
Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen. If I would imagine at this point in the season, Coach Brewster has done this a few times. You go to a 10-man ride. You pull your goalie out nearest, the farthest Exeter Blue Hawk away from the ball. You pull your goalie out, and you play man-to-man all over the field.
In Bishop Guertin's season, their lowest win total in any of their games has been 14.
Yeah.
I'm looking down the thing. They have not scored less than 14 goals in a win this season. This would be dramatically lower.
The closest they came to losing that streak was a year ago in overtime against Bedford. It went double overtime.
I called that game with Nick Anastas. It was nuts.
And I was down on the field.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was during school vacation week.
That's right.
And the crowd was nuts.
Yeah, it was a really exciting
against
night
Bedford.
at Stellos.
It really was. It was the best lacrosse game I'd seen until this one.
And remember how physical that game was, Tom?
Yes. It was. There was comments and cheers on every play, every pass, every hit.
And you had 14 D1 commits in that game.
So they'll put the ball in the hands of Cam Hayden. The 21 seconds left on the clock to decide this. He is surrounded by Blue Hawks, as you can see,
and
trying to mug him in the alley. And he's going to do the Bobby Orr keep away. Hayden is just on the run. He's going to go all over the field. Gives it back to the netminder. 10 seconds.
Oh, you got to be careful here.
Dangerous behind the net. Feliciano being pursued.
That's all right.
He puts it on the turf for a second. It's out of bounds.
And a turnover. 3.3.
3.3 seconds. Exeter has wrested away possession.
He should have just moonballed it.
Right.
Gilman.
Yes, throw it down the field.
3 seconds, right up in the air.
Throw it down the field.
Easier said than done when
Exeter
you're being
has
doubled.
it. They've got to shoot it.
No, it's not going to happen.
No dice.
That is the match.
Wow, look at that.
Tom, game of the year in D1. You agree?
No doubt about it. Game of the year. Great effort, both teams. All right, guys.
Thanks, Tom. Final score 7-6. It was closer than the score indicates.
And a beautiful game of runs.
That's possible.
The Exeter, locked and loaded when they came to play.
Yeah.
BG was kind of asleep at the wheel in the first half. They had that good run when they woke up, and look a little bit more like themselves in the third and fourth quarter. So we'll see how that translates. They got to do it again tomorrow at Londonderry.
Yeah, they better crank up the engine pretty quick because just over 24 hours from now at Londonderry to close out the regular season with hopes to run the table as they always do going into the playoff tournament.
Four-time defending champs. The big thing is everybody go to the NHIAA Monday morning or Monday midday sometime because it's all about the quality points when they do their math soup over the weekend. It's going to be insane.
For Rich McDonough and Tom King, Dan Young back in the studio, our camera crew of Dylan Smith and Michaela Savaggio. Thanking our executive producer, Pete Johnson, as well. Thank you for watching on Nashua ETV and Blue Hawk Media. I'm John Collins and saying good evening from Riviere University, everybody.
Purple Panthers threatening.
And Guerrtin with the lead.
Titans point.
No. Hey, what a great crossing pattern. I tell you, finding himself all alone up the seam was Ryan Conley.
Shot and a goal. And the Titans are on the board.
Reckler. Oh, I tell you, she's a beast.
Up and running, and look at that.
He's in there.
Shot score. You can see it all setting up.
You sure could.
North sets it up, and a kill, a winner.
And here comes the Donna, all lined up. It's nothing but goal there, right there.
Oh, my goodness.
You'll watch it back on Nashua ETV.